Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in the
Shade in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Trees.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 15. Damn it, it is episode 15, and it is the show that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my
My
friend.
friend.
And this is whiskey a no-no, and I can understand that. It's not my friend either. But yeah, guys, if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, I felt like this episode, well, besides Devon, of course, this episode I felt like was kind of dry. It was like, went by quickly.
I think I thought stuff totally different happened this episode. So I was super disappointed.
Nels made up her own narrative storyline to this whole episode. Things that actually happened, I can't say so. We may have to check her on her notes because she made things up in her head. I guess she needed to give them some more content since
I
it was.
don't know what the hell happened.
But anyway, y'all, let's get into it and let's get shady. Devon, y'all.
We know. Look, she wanted to roll off her tongue.
Yes, Devon Franklin has graced us with his presence again
Not
this
Devon
season.
Franklin. We had to say the whole name. The
Oh, the
whole
whole
government.
name. So they bring Devon back to sit down with Jasmine and Arris individually because they've hit a breaking point in their marriage. Devon lets her know that he's there to help, and she was like, "Thank you, God." And she brings up, the breakthrough with the ladies that she had. She realizes that she's non-confrontational and has been sweeping things under the rug. Devon lets her know whatever we sweep under the emotional rug piles up and eventually someone sees the mess. And I said,
You know
yes.
what? I've just
Yeah, I was eating it up. I was like,
I
yes,
can
give me
tell.
more.
You know what I noticed?
What?
Everything you just said, I have in two sentences. You was literally eating up everything. You was hanging on to every last word this man
Every
said.
word,
Because
every word.
I'm like, where is she at? My second sentence is about her brushing it under the rug. I said,
Every word. Look, if it was a Bible, everything would be highlighted. Everything would be highlighted. So then he tells her it's good that she opened up to the ladies because transparency leads to transformation. Take us to church. Take us to church. Just does something to my spirit. Anyway, he asked her if she's expressed how, she's feeling to Arris the same way she's expressed it to the women. Jasmine admits that she hasn't, but says, she's sure he can feel it. That's very true. She says she knows where she's at, and Devon questions, well, where the hell is that?
what you're not about to do is try to force me to be attracted to somebody. Yeah, I like that she's a go-getter. That don't mean she cute.
I that's the one thing I didn't agree with what he said. I don't think
Like, yeah,
attraction,
they're
being
alike.
appealing and attraction, I don't think it's the same thing.
They're alike. They're like cousins, but they are not the same.
They are not the same.
And if I'm not attracted to somebody, like, yeah, I may respect you. I like I and I'm sure Eris can't speak the way he wants to speak because he's gonna come off like an asshole.
Anyway, Ayers admits that, okay, there, might be some things that he's into. And he asked him, like, well, how are you at work? Do you feel like you're good at your job? You devote a lot of your time, energy, and effort to it. And he's like, absolutely. And so he's like, and that's something that's important to you. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, so why aren't you doing the same thing for your marriage? I said, mic drop.
Well, he said because there's consequences. I lose my car, I lose my house, I lose my job. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, those were very valid points.
when he said that, I was like,
But
what you got now,
and then
Bob?
and
What you
then he
got
goes,
now?
and then it doesn't make it any better. He goes, I mean, if this don't work out, I mean, I was fine by
Yeah,
myself
he was
before.
like,
I
but if I
didn't.
lose my marriage, I'll be fine.
I said, damn.
I said, what now, Devon? What you got now? He was like, he was like, I mean, is that just what you want to be? You just want to
You
be
just want to
fine?
be fine.
I want to be with a girl I'm attracted to. That's what I want.
That part. Yes. Devon basically, and he's like, Arris is like, no, I'm not comfortable just being fine. I want a family. I want somebody to share my life with. And he's like, yeah, he
She
points
can
out
give
where
you
you
all of
have
it.
someone that has that potential to give you
There's
all.
plenty of women that can also, though. Any woman with a uterus. Just saying.
I mean, if he wanted a baby mama, we could have did that by now.
But what I'm saying is you're acting like she is the only woman that can do this. And I'm telling you, it ain't there for me.
Do not mess up Devon's therapy, okay?
I just don't like the force. Like, you're not gonna force me to like somebody.
And then he basically tells Arris, because he tries to throw Jasmine under the bus. And I realized that this is, in a way, a kind of a tactic that he's using now because we've basically dogged him out well, I have. I can't
I
speak.
have not.
I can't
I
speak for
love the
those.
honesty.
I can't speak for those over here with the cape,
I
but
got the cape.
many people on the YT have had a lot to say about Arris, and ever since we've seen a change in him and actually trying, I've also seen the reactions of other YouTubers change and turn on Jasmine. But he makes it a point that he keeps bringing up this, oh well, I tried to go deep and she won't go deeper, and he's like, well, maybe you need to ask some follow-up questions, like stop, because I feel like first it was, I'm not attracted, now he's using, I'm trying to get deep, and these are maybe very true things, but it's like he's using a hard, this is why we aren't gonna move forward.
This just sounds exhausting. Why am I putting this much
They
effort?
really need to call this forced at first sight.
Like, really, like, why am I putting this much effort into something I'm just not into?
That's true.
I've tried as much as I felt the need to try. Now you're trying to force me to think she's cute. Now you're trying to force me to think that she's the mother of my children. And now you're trying to force me to think that I need to ask follow-up questions because she doesn't know how to answer a fucking question.
Yeah. A lot of force. Now, Devon does urge him to not let attraction and all these other things be a crutch until decision day. And basically, Arris doesn't want to find himself in a place of regret later on.
Chris wanted to emotionally check in on Nicole.
Why did he do that? He opened the door and
because that's what she wants. That's what she asked for.
He said, I just want to know how I can be more supportive to you. I said, Chris, you can't be no more supportive.
If you see me over there talking, if you see me over there quiet by myself, just, ask me what's wrong. Just because I'm not going to open up to you. Just ask me. That's what she wants.
No. Let me tell you what she wants, because this is what really got me. I'm sorry. I had to get this. She tells him when she needs space in a moment.
Oh, don't give it to me.
And she doesn't really want space. And he's like, hold on, I'm confused. You just
when he said he was confused, I was like,
finally. And she was like, no, what I meant that is if like I say I need space and then I go to the other room. And then she was like, no, when I say I need space, I need space. But like if I go to the other room and I say I'm just
processing get space, but I don't verbalize it, then I don't want space.
Then I just want you to come sit next to me and just be with me and go through those feelings with me. And I said, oh, if this ain't a bunch of crazy, like even I was like, I can't ride with you no more. I'm getting off this train.
That's exhausting. She needs help outside of this.
She does.
Outside of this relationship therapy, she needs her own.
Yeah.
So basically he says that he knows she's been having a tough time and wants to know if there's anything that he can do that he isn't. And she says sometimes she needs space, and basically the stuff that Tree said. And yeah, when she verbalizes it, come check on me. I'm sorry, no. When she verbalizes it, don't check on me. But when I get up and go to another room, just leave me the hell alone. Wait, now I'm confused. Hold on. Right. Wait. When she verbalizes it, leave her alone. But when she get up and go to a room,
she wants him to follow her. She want to play love games.
Okay. when you play love games, you can't let them know the game, though.
She's like, you're
You're
it.
supposed to keep your hand. I don't understand.
Look, she's like, this is tag and you're it all the time.
And basically, she says it might be easier to process it if, she can say things out loud, even if they don't make sense. You're not making sense right now.
Right. I don't know how
Um,
Chris sat with a straight face through this conversation.
because he was truly confused. The poor baby was truly confused. I felt bad
He
for
was like, I
him.
don't know how to help because I'm so damn confused.
Right? He's like really, he was genuinely trying to help. Anybody else would have been like, this crazy. So, she said in the past she's had what? Oh, maybe it was supposed to say dudes. Okay, so she said in the past, she's had dudes that really didn't want to deal with her shit and literally told her to, you know, get your shit, get your baggage, go fix yourself, and then come back when you're
When you're
fixed.
together.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna say that that is okay, but at the same time, what Nicole is showing us, she is a lot.
And poor Chris is not a therapist and not a fixer. Okay.
Right.
And
He's like, I'm just here to console.
he basically told her, I am not them. And she can tell him anything. So she says she knows that he's not going anywhere, but deep down in her mind, she's still worried. And the hope is eventually those thoughts will get out of her head. Girl, you keep on doing this, he's going to run for the hills. Okay.
I think so too. But Chris looked like he's sticking it through. Like he's,
Yeah, for now, it's less than 2 months, honey. It's less than 2 months. Keep
you know what
keep
it
keep
gives. I hate to say it. You
keep
always
this
say
up.
it.
What?
It's giving Lindy and Miguel.
Well, they were a little bit worse.
They were worse. They were worse.
They were worse.
But that's because Miguel couldn't tolerate it for that long.
Yeah, Miguel was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not your therapist. I'm your
Right.
husband. I'm here
Like, I don't want
for
to hear about the
I'm
bunnies,
here for support.
no
I'm
horses.
here for support, but I cannot fix you, okay? But she basically says until we get there, she's gonna need more validation and reassurance. I don't know
And if he
how
can't give
much
her
more he
that,
can give.
there's the door.
Right? I said,
I said,
the nerve. No. And then she says, but please stay.
look, if I was Chris, I would have been like, well, I'm glad that you said it. Thank you for giving me the
He said, I didn't even think about the door. He was like, I'm not going anywhere. And she appreciates it and says she's gonna tell herself that, he's telling her that because he wants to and not because he feel like he has to.
Chris is the real MVP. He
Nicole,
really is. He
stop. She's really like self-sabotaging. So Kirsten gets on FaceTime with Shaquille's mom Nina to find out, she want to find out how they doing. What's the tea? Now Kirsten said they're doing all right. She just feels, he's a little stressed and overwhelmed. But she wanted to get some insight on how she could be there and communicate with him during these times because he doesn't she doesn't want him to feel that way. I think he told you what you need to do. I don't understand why you're going around
she
him.
said that a lot this episode, and
I don't want you to feel that way, but you're making me feel that way.
in a way, it kind of triggered me that she kept saying that this episode. I just want you to be direct and tell me. And I'm like, sis, he told you he wanted you to be. He told you, I don't know how many months of Sundays he got to tell you, I want you there.
You know what?
I want you around.
You know what?
Like, I don't get it.
I thought the same thing until Arris made his comment and she was okay with it.
And what did I tell you? Because she's used to F
and I was like, oh,
yeah. She's used to that type
is.
of energy. That's what she wants. That's why that's what she deems manly and a man living in his manhood.
She doesn't want someone direct. She wants someone toxic.
She wants toxic. I said that.
I said, because I know poor little Shaq's like, I'm being direct, girl. What else you want? I told you what I want. So his mom says she doesn't know what's going on between them. But she definitely needs to be more supportive and says, you're not supporting him the way he would like you to. And says he's really hurt that she didn't make it the past weekend, I guess, that she was supposed to go. Kirsten says that she apologized for it and she's been there for him since then, and says, she sent him positive affirmations because he's an affirmation guy. His mom basically says it ain't enough. What you did is just it ain't enough, boo. And Kirsten says, she's gonna do everything in her power to support him. Well, good luck.
Gina and Clint, or actually, let me change this around. Clint is preparing dinner for Gina. Apparently, we see this a lot. But Clint says that he loves
making
to cook.
catfish po' boys.
Was it catfish po' boys? I heard
yes.
po' boys, but I didn't see the sub. Like they did it on regular bread, I think. They didn't do like the po' boy roll.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
no, it wasn't
it
in a
was
roll. That's why I was
boys,
confused.
And I know it was with moonshine pickles.
Okay.
And I thought I heard her wrong. But then when she tasted one, she was like, oh, yeah, that's a shot. So y'all stuck y'all pickles in the moonshine.
Moonshine pickles. I ain't mad at. Look, let me find out Clint out here cooking. You know, I love the man that cook.
Let me tell you something. I'm trying to tell you.
And Clint says that he loves, cooking. That's how he shows that he cares.
I see it.
I see it too. Now, Gina says that she cares about Clint and he has a massive heart. And she hopes in the little time that they have before decision day that they use it wisely. But my notes say, however, she still seems like there's no attraction to Clint past friendship. Now, the couples are getting together to do whiskey tasting and line dancing. I think apparently before that, we saw Gina and Nicole, they were getting petties. I don't think it was a big thing. They sit down as a group, and Arris asks, he wants to know what the ladies talked about when they got together for their little martini session.
So you curious, huh?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know
what they said about curiosity, sir.
It killed the cat. That's what you get for opening that door. So Jasmine admits that she broke down with the girls, and Nicole tells Arris she needs him to. Nicole was real outspoken.
When is she not?
She tells
anytime they all get together.
Oh, Lord, I'm sorry. I guess I would have maybe because I'm that way. I would have had to look at her and be like, I'm gonna need you to shut up and mind your business. All that trauma you got over there, sis. Oh yeah, I would have called it out. I'm gonna need you to mind your business. So Nicole tells Arris she needs him to try.
She's really not your Italian twin anymore, huh?
She getting on my nerves. She making my ass itch. So she tells Arris that she needs him to try harder and Jasmine to try harder as well to have those tough conversations. Some people that just don't want to wallow in this, Nicole. Okay? All day, every day. So the group all agree that, it's better to be vulnerable versus suffering in silence. And I actually think that this was a very deep and dope conversation because I literally just had this conversation with one of my homegirls today. And they all share stories of people that they know that have unfortunately unalived themselves, and they had no clue what that person was going through. Shaq admits that he was that person at one point, pretending to be strong, but going through internal battles and feeling like he wasn't being seen. He says he sought therapy for help to change his way of thinking and basically to just live. And they all toast to living. And I thought but it definitely like kind of quieted the room. And then this is the part that, so Nicole wants to move forward to lighter things, but reassures him that, they have his back. And certainly his wife does. And Kirsten just kind of stops awkwardly. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry for speaking for Kirsten. And Kirsten still ain't got nothing to say.
No, she didn't really say sorry. She was like, I'm speaking for you, Kirsten, because I know this is true.
Right, because I know this is true. And Shaq gets up and walks away because he's so hurt. He just shared this deep,
and Kirsten ain't got to say.
And his wife has nothing to say to comfort him. And she was like, we'll get there.
Especially if this is the first time you're learning about it too, though.
Right.
You would have thought that there would have been like
I just think,
or even like rubbing his back, like, really, babe? Like, what? Like,
Yeah, I think I would have just gave him a big hug, even if I
Like
didn't have
there
anything
was
to say.
nothing. I think she did say she rubbed his leg, but
Yeah, she said, well, I was rubbing your leg. I was holding your hand. Clearly he didn't feel that. So yeah, he walks out, he's pissed off. And so Kirsten runs after him, and everybody's like, oop, oop, we lost a couple. We lost a couple. Shaq shares that he wasn't comfortable with the comment Nicole made and that Kirsten had nothing to say, and that another wife had to speak up on her behalf.
mm,
I said, well, damn, Shaq, call it like you see it. Kirsten says she feels she didn't have a second to say anything. And Kirsten tries to get Shaq to see just because she's not. Basically, they go back and forth. He's like, I need you. I need you by my side. It's not even a want anymore. I need your support. I need you to be by my side.
I need you to stop complaining and bitching and whining. How about that?
Obviously, I care about you. I'm there to support you. I just need you to tell me when you need me around.
Listen, she was like, well, if I can't be there, I'm only a phone call
Yeah,
away.
I'm only a phone call
He was
away.
like, he said, if it's a phone call, then we're gonna hang up and go our separate ways. I said,
You know that Shaq is sassy.
oh, sassy.
Okay. So she said,
Sassy.
moving forward, she'll be there
Sassy Shack.
and adds the next time, just tell her. And he's like, I made hotel accommodations. And everybody wondering where the hell Kirsten and Shaq at. They missing, they MIA. So Kirsten tells him she wants him to know that she is there for him. They go back to the table. Kirsten shares with the group that Shaq was upset about her not attending his work event. Kirsten says that now she knows he wants her to be there. She'll put it on her calendar and make sure she's there for all of his events. Now, Kirsten says that, she wants, as I said, she wants him to be assertive. And Arris asked, well, what if Shaq just said, pack your shit, you're going?
She said, well, that's very direct.
But that
And
would
I
work
did
for
tell
her.
him to make a direct statement. Oh, so that's what you want.
Again, she likes toxic.
Look, look, Eris said, maybe try that next time.
Right. So Jasmine then goes into what Kirsten shared with everyone about what they talked about with the girls. And Jasmine tells him to light a candle, do some foreplay, and Kirsten will be ready.
And like,
Now,
you snitch.
I know, right? And Arris goes back to the conversation he had with Shaq about what base they're on and wants to know Kirsten's response. Now, Shaq is looking at her crazy, and Kirsten tells him again to be assertive. So finally, he's like, look, we consummated the marriage. Okay. We've been there. We done that.
And
Unbeknownst to
we
y'all.
and look, and we know when it happened.
Right. We knew and y'all didn't. I feel the way.
Mm-hmm.
But
We
so
had the
yeah,
inside.
everybody's hooting and hollering and congratulating. They want to go dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to go line dancing and they meet up with Priya, their dance
She was
instructor.
kind of cute.
Only reason I got Priya's name is because Priya is trouble, as Nails would say. Okay, she
She was
was
she,
cute.
she was cute. She was a cute
So
little
as they're freestyle dancing, I skip past the instructions. Everybody's doing their thing. I'm not gonna lie, this would be my type of class, except it would turn into a totally different type of line dancing because I would have found a way to twerk in the middle of that line dance. It would have
don't we
happened.
know it?
Yes, yes. Now,
And see, I think Eris would have liked that. He wants you to be assertive.
right. Now, Eris go, see, I actually, my notes say, so this is wrong because now that I remember the episode, well, I just have Eris actually went and grabbed the instructor.
No, he was standing not close, but by Jasmine, and Jasmine didn't really seem to be paying attention, I guess. But the
Oh
instructor
no,
came
she
over.
knew she was paying enough attention because she saw when they was dancing
She's
together.
well, yeah. I mean, eventually she turned around, but I mean, they weren't close enough to look like they were together.
Right.
And Priya came over to Eris and grabbed him and started dancing with him. So he started dancing with her. And then Jasmine lost her shit. I'm
Now,
done.
I'm not gonna lie to you. In this moment, I think that my frustration probably would have caused me to do the same thing because I don't know about yeah, probably now because again, I like to avoid confrontation. However, I know Nels would have been like, if you don't go over there and get him, that's your whole husband. What is you? Why are you walking out? That's your whole man. You better go insert yourself. Would you have not?
Yeah, I would have.
Right. Go insert yourself. That is your whole man. And I'd be like, no,
I feel like for one, Priya is really not to blame because they really didn't even look like they were together. You couldn't even
right.
tell that they were together. So I can understand why she's like, okay, like you're here by yourself. I'm gonna dance with you or whatever. But really, Arris should have known better.
Yes.
He definitely should have known better. And they're just awkward as hell. I don't understand why they weren't even trying to dance with each other. It's
Right.
a freaking dance.
Right. So, even with Kirsten and Shaq was up, they was out on the floor backing it up. Basically, Jasmine walks outside upset, says she's done, tired of putting in effort. Arris comes outside to apologize and says that he understands the state of their relationship, and why she feels the way that she does, but said he wasn't trying to get at her. That's not even his type. And I was like, we all know his type, and that don't look nothing like Megan. She cute, but she ain't no Megan. She a little slim thing like Jasmine. So we all know that's not really his thing. He might knock her down, but that ain't somebody he trying to be with. You can't tell me he wouldn't probably knock her down though.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
Now he admits he didn't have to dance with her, and they get in the car and dip and leave everybody wondering where the hell they went. And obviously they done lost another couple.
Dr. Pepper stopped in to see them. Dr. Pepper asks, what's the emotional climate and what they've been through in the last 24 hours? And basically, we'll go from there. Basically, what is the status of your relationship after last night? God damn it.
I love how Dr. Pepper got to the it. What are we doing?
Exactly.
What are we doing? Okay, we ain't forcing y'all to be together. So,
well, Dr. Pepper's not.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's not. And so she's like, look, what are y'all trying to do? Is there hope for this relationship at any point? And I'm sorry. I think this was the time to bow out gracefully. I'm sorry.
I think it was too.
I feel and I say that for both her and Arris. They're both guilty because we're gonna see decision day because they wanted that check, check, check. They still probably are gonna say no, as we said in our predictions. But it's just the point that
we got a lot of no's up there.
We've already seen that it's over. They know that it's over. Why are y'all playing in our face like this?
You know, we both said yes to Gina and Clint.
Well, it's not Clint. I don't think it's Clint.
Well, if she say no, he gonna say no.
I don't think he would.
He ain't gonna play himself like that. If she say no, he gonna say no.
Well, that's her.
Well, anyways, Jasmine says this week has been a lot for her. She's learning a lot about herself and how she copes with conflict. And then on top of it, last night, the line dancing instructor came up to her man, grabbed him up, and they went off and was dancing, and she got triggered. Arris says that he's aware.
Insert yourself. That's your, like, just like that same energy you had, your man.
Well, she ain't say that. I said it.
Oh, okay.
She don't talk like me. Arris says he's aware and conscious of where they are in their relationship, so he understands how she felt, and he says that he still feels bad about it, but he had time to reflect and feels like he made a scene, like she made a scene, and it wasn't warranted. I said, "Ooh, wrong road,
wrong road."
Don't you talk about the way somebody react to something, sir,
that you did.
Oh, I don't think it was warranted. Boy, you better stop. You don't know what the hell she's feeling. Now, Dr. Pepper basically said, so where we at? Are y'all done? And asked if they see a possibility for this marriage. Arris says that he sees a possibility. He understands why they were matched because they have moments when they're dating that, you know, are some of the best times and best moments that he wants to last longer. I said, don't be hyping this girl's head up for no reason.
Well, you see, as soon as he said that, her face lit up. There's a chance.
Mm-hmm. Says, and Jasmine's face lit up. And
Right.
she feels reassured that he's still in it. Don't do it.
Don't, this was wrong. This was wrong of her.
Look away from the light. Just look, get
Get
out.
out the light, Caroline.
So she asked what they need individually to further their possibility. He said after meeting with Devon, he helped him realize that he needs to create a more nurturing and safe environment. Jasmine says she's hoping in the next few weeks to feel more like a wife and not a friend. Something that would help with that is, if he texted her throughout the day and made her feel like, he thought about her. So Dr. Pepper basically says this is developing a habit. So she suggests that he set an alarm every day around the same time to text her. I said, what are we not about to do? What we not about to do?
I thought that was weird too.
Dr. Pepper, really?
Well, Dr. Pepper and her man don't
Is
live
that what
together
we doing?
either.
You got to set an alarm to hit me up? No. So then she also suggests them greeting each other with like a peck or a hug when they come in and leave.
And they both agree it'll be a hug. I was like, y'all, can y'all stop wasting our time? Let's stop. This is we are 11 days out. I believe in miracles too, y'all, but this is not 34th Street, okay? Let it go.
Let it go.
Right. Let it go.
So then she made them promise that they were really going to do these things, and says they have some really informed decisions they have to make. I feel like they've made them already, or at least Arris has, but.
And that's why I'm like, why again? It's the check. I get it. You done made it
Is the
this
check
far.
really that much though? Ain't it just like a couple thousand?
Yeah, but I
That
mean,
is not worth my peace.
if you done sat through all this with this girl, he likes her family. Like, yeah, let me at least collect the money at the end, and then I'll break up with you. I mean, they're playing the long game. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's right. Because he's only going to continue to hurt her more the longer. Like you said, is it worth your peace? And sadly, it's only 11 days. But is it worth your peace for the next 11 days? Nicole and Kirsten decided to go lingerie shopping. Nicole, obviously, you got to talk about her body issues and how she has issues embracing her sexiness. And she chose on a cute little fit. I was like, okay, Nicole, you look fine to me. She was like, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the support too, but her body is like fine. But I get it. It's all in how what you see. I get it. Mm-hmm. So, and Kirsten tries to show her a few tips about being sexy and tells her that she needs to set the mood and the tone instead of just this, I'm here, take me in a t-shirt and socks and love on me. Because that's what Nicole gives, that she's probably
Some niggas look, they like that Dina Howard.
T-shirt and the panties.
T-shirt and no panties. Oh. That's the song. It's t-shirt. Is it?
It's t-shirt and my panties. She never said she already got in trouble for saying panties, and now you insinuating that she had no panties.
Well, the other way. Dr. Pepper stops in to see Gina and Clint, and I think she's understanding why there's a connection between Clint and Hank, because she's falling in love with damn dog too. Okay. Hank is just lovable.
He does look lovable. He's
just lovable. Now she tells him decision day is right around the corner, and basically they need to get their game up. Gina says that's been their focus, but they both still kind of feel friend zoned. Dr. Pepper says the deepest friendship is a kind of love. We're just forcing everybody.
We forcing everybody to like each other around here.
Force. Okay. Where's Tommy? Okay. Mm-hmm. Now she tells them to ask each other, she asked them to tell each other what they really like about one another. And Gina says that she doesn't even know what she needs. She says she's been learning through this experience that she's independent to a fault. So it's hard to figure out what she may actually need from someone in that way. And she said that she does like support, knowing basically like she's doing a good job. And this is all fucked up.
Well, I feel like Hank already kind of gives her that though. Like when she said that, I was like, well, Hank, I'm not Hank. I'm sorry. I call Clint Hank.
I'm about to say, is this her emotional support dog? What we got going on? I was like, so now she don't need a husband because she got an emotional support dog. That's what you're saying.
Hank, look, we just said how lovable Hank was.
Jesus Christ.
But no, I think that Clint does do that for her a lot. Like I feel like every time we see him, he's complimenting her. He's telling her what he likes about her, what he admires about her.
He's the shit.
And she just needs to. This is another a point where we should have just said, "Look, Dr. Pepper," and maybe that's why they brought Dr. Pepper in to stop the BS of it all. They thought maybe she'd be able to do it because Pastor Cow is definitely not the one to do it. But and just say, "Hey, what are y'all doing?"
So it sounds like maybe her love language is affirmations. And I think Clint is more like mine. Basically, he says, it can be like anything unexpected, just something special, something you spent time on.
Acts of service.
Acts of service. And he's like,
that's so funny that you feel like you and Clint's love language is the same. You just
it is. We know my love language is acts of service.
No, I'm just saying how you decided that was Clint's love language.
He said it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he didn't say acts of service.
Oh, okay.
But basically what he said spells out.
I just think that you put that on him to fit.
He even said fixing the house up to make it look nice a certain way. That's acts of service. It's stuff to make you feel special.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, everything he said spells out acts of service. This is why, what I need to hit him in his DMs because I know he ain't still with Gina. I'm just saying. So Dr. Pepper suggests basically her preparing a meal for him. And she's like, oh no, that's Clint's thing. And she's like, yeah.
But it could be your thing.
But you can do it too. He ain't got to be the only one doing it. You can plan something, spend a little quality time. And Dr. Pepper basically tells him that their story reminds them of Driving Miss Daisy.
No, she said that they should watch the movies. She gave them a group of movies that would inspire them to inspire emotion.
So I got that part too, but then I also have that she said that it reminds her of Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I said it's not love and romance, but it's love and devotion.
Oh.
And then she also said for the art of racing in the rain, love between a man and a dog. It's about love between a man and his dog. I don't know. Basically,
you definitely got more than me because I just said Dr. Pepper said y'all.
And yeah, she wants them to watch these movies because she believes that it'll help them to open up emotionally, is what she said. Now she asked him to hold hands and say one true thing that they haven't said to one another. Gina told him that, he goes above and beyond. Yes, he does, to incorporate himself into her life by just helping in different ways, like being a great dog dad, feeding her, otherwise she would starve, and she appreciates him probably.
And that's with the fact that she can recognize that and she's still not into him.
I know. I think that was so sexy.
Right. When she was like, oh, sometimes I wouldn't eat if it wasn't for the fact that you're around here cooking.
Cares. Now he says, and I think he said all of this because she says she likes to, people to say that they're proud of her. He says that he has appreciation for her character and bravery and her willing to try something new, as well as going on some of his journeys and being open-minded and her entrepreneurial spirit.
I messed it up too.
Why did it roll off his tongue so easy? Goodness.
I know.
Despite her challenges.
He wrote that down somewhere.
Huh?
He wrote that down somewhere and practiced it.
And it says a whole lot about her character. Now, Dr. Pepper told them it sounds like they weren't married. If they weren't married, they'd miss each other. I don't think so. You won't miss her, Clint. She's ungrateful. She don't.
What it gives me, and I hate to say it, but I think Gina was kind of right. It brought them closer together, like her moving in. But I can see now, I can see why she didn't, because they became roommates. And that's exactly what this is. They have a friendship, they're roommates. But I think if Clint started bringing women to the apartment and Gina brought her little mans and them, I think that they would be great friends and great roommates. But unfortunately, as we know, they had their own apartment, so they don't need to be roommates.
In the same building.
Right.
Look, they might call each other after this. Hey, can you come upstairs and make me a
Right. It made me
catfish po' boy?
Right. Devon comes to meet with Shaq and Kirsten. Shaq feels he and Kirsten are never on one accord. So Devon asked about the incident the night before, and Kirsten just believes that they had a miscommunication and they both dropped the ball, which Shaq is like, I'm still, he's like, which I'm still dribbling. What are you talking about? So Kirsten said she wished he would have communicated, as we know that he wishes she would have been there. And Devon asks if he feels supported, and Shaq tries to say sometimes, and Devon's like, no, brother. It's a yes or no answer. It's a yes or no answer. So he's like, no, I just don't. I don't. Kirsten is shocked. You could tell she's a little taken aback. And Devon asks if Shaq gives support, and she says generally yes. Devon tries to explain that I love this. Y'all know, why are we not having him on the show on a regular? I'm just saying, I know you got a busy schedule, but we need you. We need this.
He got thanks. Yeah, you need him, huh?
We need this therapy. So Devon tries to explain that unexpected expectations are relationship killers because you haven't expressed them or got them to agree, but you're upset that they haven't, and that creates resentment. And I said, there we go with a word, brother. There we go with a word. I always say, what is it? Expectations change everything. They really do. So Devon tries to explain that the issue of support is a marriage killer and asks Shaq to explain what type of support he needs. Shaq says Kirsten seeing him in his element and as he is very important to him, and she's never actually spent any time with him on the job. And then Kirsten has to let him know, no, boo. Remember, I was with you in Jackson.
And missed the whole day.
And missed the whole day on my honeymoon.
And without you even give me a heads up, no nothing.
Right. And she feels like that he doesn't recognize the support that she does give. Devon calls Shaq out for diminishing her support. I could appreciate this. And says that, if you make her feel like it's not good enough, then she just won't want to try, or because whatever, it's not going to be good enough for you. Now, Kirsten says she's a very supportive person and just think that it'll come with time and it'll be like clockwork. So he encourages them to take the pressure off each other and just work together. It's y'all a team. Y'all a whole power couple, according to Pastor Kyle. That's why he put y'all together. So, and I can see that. I think that if Kirsten can stop being, I ain't gonna say she was wrong in this, because as we said, we do know that she supported him when she went the first day of the honeymoon with him. But I do think that Shaq needs a little bit more than maybe what the relationships that she's used to, because we clearly know she likes toxic. So I think that for her, she has to learn how to step up a little bit more and just be a little bit more, I don't want to say supportive, but just be there for him in the way that he needs, because he clearly needs a little bit more than.
Pascal stopped in to see Nicole and Chris. He asked how their journey's been up to now. Chris says it's been a lot of emotions, diving deep and diving into their past. Nicole says she knows
a lot of emotions for Nicole. I can't say the same for Chris, but
I think that's who he was referring to.
Oh, okay.
Nicole says she knows it's silly, but there's a part of her that feels that he didn't pick her.
She made my ass.
The experts doing. Chris tries and reassures her that
even Pastor Cal,
he was like, I would pick you, right? Like at this point, I would pick you. And Pastor Cal says, y'all did pick each other because y'all told me what y'all both wanted, and that's what we gave y'all.
And y'all chose each other sight unseen.
Exactly. So look, don't come with bullshit. Um, and basically Chris says he's happy and he has no question about her. And she doesn't need to worry and feels like she has like a little devil on her shoulders. And she just needs to stop listening to this little motherfucker.
Please.
Pastor Cal,
because we tired of listening to it.
tells her that she self-sabotages. And he tells her that little devil on her shoulder, she needs to put what? Basically, she needs to get rid of him.
Or it's just gonna be her and a little devil.
Nicole said, I'm working on it. He said, no, you ain't. He said, you ain't working on it. He was like, you need to change your rhetoric. And she says, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Girl, bye. Chris asked if there's anything that he could do or he could be doing to help her because he's willing to do anything. She says he's wonderful, and the fact that he's even asking, is there more, is like amazing.
Can I just tell y'all, if Nicole and Chris don't work out, Chris is gonna have just lined up outside the door.
Because we already know he was used for sex before. Like you said,
we know he know how to put a bidet together. I'm just saying. He's good with his hands. He's nice. He's sensitive, cares about your feelings, and actually wants to hear you. Chris gonna have it just lined up at the door. Nicole better not let that one go. She better not sabotage that one.
I won't be there. I'll be at Clint's door.
Oh.
And
I might be at the back of the line at Chris's door, you know.
And she says there's also a fear that this relationship is about Chris helping Nicole. It is. Chris says that he doesn't feel that way.
I don't think say it is, but that's what it's become, and that's why she needs to stop.
Mm-hmm. He feels that he's resolved a lot of his past, and this process for her is just like opening Pandora's box. And he says it's not one-sided and brings up the time where she helped him on the honeymoon with the whole dog situation. I said, okay, Chris.
Look at him. Right.
Chris says he is blown away by her every day. She's got his back and he knows that he can trust her and tell her everything. And he said that he loves her.
And of course, this makes her so happy. And I said, don't be surprised if all of a sudden all the trauma goes away. She's all of it. I said, maybe a part of me feels like she was doing all of this.
Just to hear that?
Just to get, because we know she's been working towards it for the longest. And I guess she thought maybe if I make him feel so bad and so sorry for me and he'll just come up and say, I love you. And I mean, eventually it worked, but I think that's truly how he felt.
He said this is the first time he said it. He's been feeling it for a while, but he just doesn't know why he didn't say it before. And Pastor Kyle lets him know this is the one you're pledging your life to.
And Nicole is obviously happy and, you know, obviously exchanges that I love you, which I thought was cute. I cried. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cried. As much as she get on my nerve, I cried. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you
for tuning in to a little late review of Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 15. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button,
comment,
you subscribe,
and you hit the notification bell.
And y'all make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, IG. And yeah, we will catch you in a couple days with a new episode of the Married at First Sight. You guys have a good night. Love you.
Good night.
Bye.